The 29th word, the angels and the unseen. There are questions that reach beyond what the human eye can see, questions about the unseen, about angels, about spiritual beings, and about the life of the human spirit. For thousands of years, humanity has asked the same questions. Are we truly alone? Is there a world beyond the visible? And if we cannot see it, does that mean it does not exist? The 29th word approaches these questions from a different perspective. It begins with a simple principle. Sometimes the existence of the whole can be understood through a single example. If one member of a species is known to exist, then the existence of that species can no longer be dismissed. And this principle leads us to something remarkable. Across the ages, people of Revelation have spoken of angels. They have spoken of spiritual beings, and they have described encounters with them, not in one place, not in one generation, but across civilizations, across centuries, across the long history of humanity, from the time of Adam until the present day. The great scholars of the revealed religions have affirmed their existence, and many have claimed to have witnessed them. Some have described speaking with them. Others have recorded signs of their presence. Different peoples, different languages, different cultures, and yet a remarkably consistent belief. But could such a belief have appeared from nothing? Could it have survived thousands of years? Through wars, through revolutions, through the rise and fall of civilizations, if it had no foundation? Could an idea without evidence become one of the most persistent beliefs in human history? The argument presented here is simple. Perhaps this universal belief is not based on imagination. Perhaps it comes from countless observations, countless testimonies, countless signs. One testimony may be questioned, a second may be doubted. But what happens when the number becomes enormous? When generations upon generations report similar experiences? When those reports come from people regarded as trustworthy and spiritually qualified? Then the question changes. We are no longer asking, why do people believe? We are asking, what lies behind this belief? And there is another important point. Throughout human history, prophets and saints have spoken about the unseen world. They have described angels, they have spoken of spiritual beings, and they have claimed to have encountered them. These individuals were not merely observers. They were people who devoted their lives to truth. People who accepted immense responsibility. People who spoke to humanity about realities beyond ordinary experience. If a person is qualified to speak about a particular subject, his testimony carries weight. And in this question, the argument becomes even stronger, because the prophets and saints were not alone. Their testimony was supported by generations of followers, by traditions, by observations, by signs, and by revelation. The Quran stands at the center of this argument. For believers, it is not simply an ancient book. It is a source of revelation, a light in the world of truth. Its message points repeatedly toward realities beyond the visible world. And at the center of that message stands the Prophet Muhammad, the messenger of God, the one whose life became a testimony to the unseen. His prophetic journey reaches beyond ordinary human experience, beyond the limits of the physical world, and toward realities that cannot be measured by the senses alone. Here the argument reaches its deepest point. Suppose, just once, the existence of a single spiritual being were established with certainty. Then something extraordinary would follow. The existence of one individual would demonstrate the possibility and reality of the entire species. Just as seeing one living creature can prove that such a species exists, one verified spiritual being would establish that spiritual beings are not merely products of imagination. The question would no longer be whether they exist. The question would become, what are they, and what is their place in the universe? According to the Quranic vision, they belong to a reality far greater than the world we normally perceive, a reality filled with beings of light, a reality in which the visible universe is only one layer of existence. Perhaps this is the deeper lesson. Human beings have always lived between two worlds, one that we can see and one that we cannot. We see stars, but we do not see everything that exists between them. We see matter, but we do not see every force acting upon it. We see the surface of life, But beneath that surface lies a universe of hidden processes. So perhaps the unseen should not be dismissed simply because it is unseen. After all, the universe has always been larger than our senses. There was a time when humanity could not see bacteria. They were there. We simply lacked the means to perceive them. There was a time when we could not see distant galaxies. They were there too. Our vision had limits. Reality did not. And perhaps that is the question at the heart of the 29th word. How much of existence lies beyond the boundary of human perception? Maybe the unseen world is not a contradiction to reason. Maybe it is a reminder of reason's limits. And if even one glimpse beyond that boundary can be established, then the universe becomes larger than we imagined. The visible world is no longer the whole story. It becomes only the beginning, a doorway into a reality far greater, a reality in which angels exist, spiritual beings exist, and the human spirit itself may possess a destiny beyond death, because perhaps what we call the end is only the end of what we can see, not the end of existence, not the end of the journey, and certainly not the end of the human spirit.